how does Romania compare to other EU countries in terms of digitalization? What are the strengths and weaknesses of this country?
Thank you, Joanne. Actually, really good introduction to the conference. A lot going on in the world, in economy, tech obviously, industry, and definitely in the financial markets. Going back to Romania, so definitely when we look at Romania from a perspective of, digital advancement, there's a big room for improvement. For years, Romania was with the lowest DESI index between all of the European countries. And obviously, on the back of resilience and recovery facility, this was supposed to help. However, the ability to activate these funds has been a challenge for Romania. But if we look at, the positive things, obviously Romania has a very very strong fiber to the premises coverage, 93%, even when we compare to countries that have been improving their digital I would say maturity on the European market, like Poland has only 70% and Greece even less, 50%. So I would say it's a great foundation to build on in terms of kind of growing the digital economy. The other, I would say, strength of Romania is actually coming from IT sector. The talent that is here, quite a lot of workforce is having a good IT background, however, more kind of in the tech space than really kind of data analytics and so on. So this will kind of require improving and upskilling to actually operate in a more digital economy where it's actually going. The other challenges, I would say kind of two, as I mentioned, the ISI index is pretty low. So the e-government services are kind of at the probably lowest in the European Union. So, and e-government and the e-services are actually helping to provide the speed to market, obviously increase the satisfaction of the citizens, but it's also about the transparency, how the funds are being kind of distributed. The process is very transparent and so on. So this will actually help accelerate, the economic growth. If Romania will actually accelerate the e-government. The other area for improvement is definitely the low SME digital adoption, only 27%. And as SME are actually the backbone of the economy, it's really important to drive the digital adoption in that sector. So taking into account all of that, but there is an RRF budget, $14.2 billion for Romania that could be actually used to drive that advancement across the challenges, but building on the strengths that Romania has. So I would say today, the technology specifically is moving really fast. Like, ChatGPT, it's almost like, 2 years ago. And we see, and it was like kind of in a sinusoid. So everybody was really kind of, on the hype, what's going on. Then, a lot of companies have capitalized on that hype. We see kind of a lot of valuations coming from and AI companies. Later on, it came to realization from a perspective of very high demand for energy, obviously data centers, which is kind of a, today the demand for data centers is really huge. usually in the tier 1 countries, the companies who are building the data centers, they're already kind of list, 2 years before they come online. So, AI is a great opportunity. And what I wanted to say is, like, right now we're in the, in the times where we actually see more benefits coming from AI in a real world. So when you think about that digital transformation for Romania, is kind of making a leapfrog to AI instead of just a simple digitization, because Romania still has quite a lot of systems that were installed before 2010. So AI helps not to fully replace those systems, but pull the data from those systems and make a use of it to drive the innovation.
Okay. I want to talk about AI a bit more in a minute, but first of all, I didn't mention it in my introduction, but obviously for Europe, what came out last year in the Draghi report was, I guess, another kind of quick to wake up, another one of those. And in that report, Mario Draghi talked about the possibility of Europe's slow agony continuing. So just wanted to ask you if you think that Romania is on that path of slow agony, or is there a different path ahead for Romania?
Yeah, I'm sure everybody read this report. So obviously, kind of
well, it's very long, and
it's long, but they are also shorter versions. So just to summarize, it's really Europe has to invest into digitization, decarbonization, and obviously the defense. So and there are important I would say actions that Europe has to take to actually realize those assumptions. But just going back to your question, Romania is no different than kind of the rest of Europe. And even if we talk about digitization, it's even kind of on a lower path. And that also kind of is reflecting in the, GDP growth. The 2024 GDP in Romania was 1.4, while if we compare, for example, to Poland, 2.5 and Greece, 2%, is, kind of still aligning to that European stagnation that you already kind of mentioned. It's also kind of, just if we move to Europe, still, when you think about the digital economy, how much it contributes to GDP, even when we're talking about the growth, Europe projections for 2028 is going to be about 8.8%, while the world digital economy should be at around kind of 17%. So definitely there is a big, improvement that needs to be made. There are obviously a good, examples in Europe where countries like Greece are actually accelerating from a perspective of, the impact of the digital economy on the GDP. It actually gives kind of an increase of 2.1 to 3.3%, just kind of by accelerating the digital agenda and obviously job creations. So going back to Romania, I think, we said infrastructure, but it's also kind of lower energy costs. That's a big kind of advantage of Romania. So thinking about, I mentioned that for AI, the data centers are really important for that. So Romania thinking about kind of building that competitiveness, looking into that data center business could actually become, the European data storage and processing center going forward. So, really kind of using that RRF funds, today on the right thing. So kind of upgrading even that infrastructure to 5G because it has a strong coverage, building on the low energy and then investing the money into AI, how do you kind of drive that digital adoption of the SMEs and, specifically government? It can actually contribute significantly to the growth of Romania.
Great. Yeah. So how can Romania, just following on from that, kind of take a lead in AI-powered information management?
So it's still going back to, building on that low energy cost and the infrastructure. What is important is obviously upskilling the talent, in Romania, but it's a good base. It's a good foundation that requires, the investment. But if we build on it, if we bring in the right technologies, the right companies to support Romania, I think it will kind of significantly improve the economy and build on the AI capabilities that are available today.
And just a final question, because we're kind of run out of time, but you talked a little bit about where we stand with AI today, and obviously things have moved on. It's actually, I guess, more than 2 years, isn't it? It was November 22.
Correct.
GPT, yeah. So, what it looks like is that has democratized, AI in a way that it was very exciting. Everybody started using it within the space of a few months. 100 million people using it. So it's made AI, and since then, a lot more has happened, and we have better AI tools, cheaper AI tools. So how do you see the adoption of AI in the kind of business enterprises happening here in this country? Because obviously it's got to fit the business needs, and has that really started to take off? Do you think has that changed?
I would say not yet. Definitely, there's a room for improvement. But as I mentioned, it's like the Romanian government has a really big chance to make that leapfrog, having that strong foundation of the infrastructure and really benefiting from a different tools. We have all of the tech companies available. Their systems are available. Their solutions are available here in Romania. So building on it, but also kind of you have the government cloud and just putting the right infrastructure and then benefiting on the AI tools that are available on the market. It will significantly help Romania, but not there yet.